Hello everyone, Coach Carol here with a tutorial for you to help in your journey into ancestral storytelling by using artificial intelligence. The theme of this tutorial today is for you to embrace AI into your genealogy journey. As family historians, we are custodians of the past. We're tasked with breathing life into names and dates and transforming them into vivid stories that resonate through generations. However, one of the most daunting challenges we face, me too, is the fear of the blank page. How do we begin to narrate the lives of our ancestors in a way that does justice to their experiences? This is where AI, in particular a tool called the Creative Writing Coach GPT, can be an invaluable ally. So we're going to launch into a demonstration of how to use the Creative Writing Coach. I'm here in my Chat GPT account, and do keep in mind that this is Chat GPT 4, where you can have access to all the extras. And I'm currently in this part of Chat GPT called Explore. And there are several items, GPTs they're called, that are made by OpenAI, the founders of ChatGPT. One of those is DALL-E, which you've probably heard about as a way of turning your imagination into imagery. Then there are these others. The one that I want to focus on today is this one, the Creative Writing Coach. Once you've installed that on your ChatGPT 4, I don't think you're ever going to look back in making your writing of ancestral stories an easy process. So with that in mind, let's pop over to the Creative Writing Coach and pick up the story where I left it. So here we are in a new version of the Creative Writing Coach, and you'll see there that it tells you what it's about. It's eager to read my work and give me feedback to improve my skills. So I could do that. I could put in a passage of my own text and ask to get feedback. Or if I'm stuck with the story's character development, or how do I show rather than tell in my writing? Or analyze if there are parts of this that are confusing. So they're just some suggested prompts that you can use when using the Creative Writing Coach. Now I've begun to do that, and I've got this conversation to pop back into where I've given the Creative Writing Coach some of my own writing for it to explore. And sometimes it doesn't come up straight away, so I'm just clicking back into it to bring it into view. And perhaps I'll just pause at this point until it does come in. All right, now that the internet has caught up, you can now see the conversation that I've been having with the Creative Writing Coach. And notice that it identifies itself in each response. It's like having a conversation with a good friend sitting just beside you. So my first thing to do was to have it analyze a little bit of my own writing. So I put in place a paragraph from a story I was writing about a great-grandfather, and you can see the text here. Not a lot, just a few paragraphs. It won't take a full book if you're looking at getting that sort of feedback, but do it in pieces like paragraphs like this one or a chapter of your book. This is the response that I saw from Creative Writing Coach. It says, "Thank you for sharing my writing," and tells me that it's a well-crafted piece, particularly in its historical details and the way I've woven the story of Samuel Allery's life into the broader context of time. It goes on to give me other pieces of analysis of my own writing, successfully transporting the reader to the era with a vivid sense of the setting and the challenges people faced. The attention to detail, especially in the description of Samuel's family background and the specifics of the marriage ceremony, adds a layer of authenticity to the story. But then it goes on to give me a little suggestion as to how I might enhance my writing. And it's suggesting that I delve a bit deeper into the emotional and personal aspects of the characters. While the historical and factual details are strong, by providing more insight into the thoughts, feelings, and motivations could add depth to the narrative. And then it gives me an example for how I can do that. Perhaps exploring Samuel's personal reactions to the changes of the time or his feelings about his family's place in society could make the story more engaging on a personal level. So far, so good. This is really useful for someone like me who is struggling at times to put my thoughts into words and to build the story of my ancestors. It then concludes by saying I have a solid foundation, etc., etc. So that's all very good. So I wanted to take that to the next stage by asking it now to construct a blog post using my style of writing that will help others in writing ancestral stories to explore artificial intelligence. And I have asked it to focus on solutions to those familiar pain points of the fear of the blank page and include a revised story of Samuel to showcase how it can be improved by you. And by you, this is referring directly to the Creative Writing Coach. So I'm still having a conversation with Chat GPT as a friend. And it came back with a beautifully written 500-word piece that I can use in a blog post. And it included, as I had asked, some revisions to improve the writing about Samuel Allery's life. So it picked up on the original version that I had put in place above, and then has put in a revised version with AI assistance. So I could then copy that piece of text and replace it for the one I had above. So this is an ideal way to get started. It really gets you over that fear of the blank page. I think you'll enjoy using the Creative Writing Coach. So imagine you facing your blank page or blank screen, most likely, and then having your AI assistant right beside you. It is like having a conversation with a knowledgeable friend, and that knowledgeable friend can offer you assistance and suggest ideas, historical contexts, and even emotional undercurrents to enrich your story. So AI can prompt you with questions such as, what might Samuel have felt witnessing the changes around him? So that question makes me think about how I can write up a little bit about the impact of the era on my great-grandfather. Another question that it might pose is this one. How did the landscape of Devon, with its ancient stone circles and medieval churches, influence his perspective on life? Now that's something that I hadn't thought of. Certainly, I am interested in how ancient stone circles influence the lives of those in ancient history, but hadn't thought about it in my more modern history of my family. Do go and have a look at how you can get the Creative Writing Coach to help you with your writing. I think you'll find that it will take you to a whole new level of confidence. So embracing AI and writing stories isn't just about replacing the personal touch and deep connection we have with our history. It's about enhancing our ability to tell those stories more vividly and effectively. Remember, every blank page is an opportunity to explore, discover, and celebrate the lives that paved the way for us. With AI as your sidekick, you're never truly starting from scratch.